Just shifting gears a little bit and thinking a little bit more from an operational perspective, from specifically in your role, you have to balance innovation with the realities of the ground realities that most people who hopefully are listening to this podcast face in their day-to-day jobs. I know you and I have had, in our brainstorming sessions, come up with 30 ideas. Maybe five of those, 10 of those have actually seen the light of day, and the rest of them in sort of backlog. How do you balance the need for innovation, especially in a league or a sport like what TGL is, versus the realities of what you can and cannot achieve with a finite amount of time and all the different moving pieces?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it was definitely the filter for almost every decision making we made this past year. And so you kind of you we ultimately everything became a tier. And so there's the base level product that if we went out with a website without scores as an example, that would be seen as we're not credible. Who are we? Like, we can't be a brand new sports leagues without scores. So it's base level product of we wanted to have that. Clearly, we needed to have that. And we needed to make sure that the infrastructure and the architect that was supporting all of our data was incredibly sound. So that
Yeah.
became base level. Then you start to go up one level at a time. And of course, you work up to your nice to haves and your innovative things that are really cool, but do you actually need them?
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, what you're looking through everything through the lens of time and money and then frankly reach and engagement. And so again, those are the filters that we're looking through things on. And we had to make decisions of our biggest goal for year 1 was bring in the audience, like, teach people what TGL is,
Yeah.
make that funnel, and then I know I keep going back to the funnel, but make it as wide as possible. That's what
Yeah.
year 1 was, build the database. So then when you start to define goals like that and build the database, get people to watch on broadcasts, then you start to say, "Okay, if these are the 2 most important goals, now all these really cool innovative things and ideas, do they help us achieve those goals?" And that's where you quickly start to then say, "No, it doesn't. This is really awesome and fun and
Yeah.
cool, but at the end of the day, like, it doesn't get people to watch more on ESPN. It doesn't get people to go download the app." And so then you're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, good idea. Season 2, season 3, later, we're gonna be in a different journey and a different goals on those seasons." So we really just made clear goals and then began just to filter everything through those goals and
I,
time and money.
there are, I think this sort of leads me or naturally flows into the next question. In a way, I've always thought about people treating fan engagement as specific features. Oh, I want polling. Oh, I want trivia. I want games. I want fantasy. I obviously have my own opinions on this, but I want to hear yours. How do you think of fan engagement as more of an ecosystem play versus launching new features for the sake of a press release, so to speak?
I love that you said that,
Yeah.
because I think that it's very easy in any world, but in the digital world, to launch features for the press release, and
Yeah.
it's for this cool moment, but does the user need it? Do they want it?
Yeah.
How much of your user and your audience is actually engaged? Is that the audience that you want engaged? There's so many things that you can unpack with that. And so, yeah, I'm 100% of the belief that fan engagement is an ecosystem, like 100%. And that it's a variety of different items that are being pieced together. And again, that's based on where you are in the timeline. And so, like, for TGL as a season 1 league, our fan engagement strategy and goals look a lot different than the NFL, like,
Yeah.
hands down. We are not comparable. So while we can go and look at the NFL for inspiration, again, that may not we're putting our users and our fans on a very different experience because we're teaching them the rules of TGL. What is
Yeah.
the hammer? What is
Yeah.
Jupiter Lynx? Why do they have 4 players? Like, we're teaching them just general gameplay rules right now.
Yeah.
And so that's where when you look at, like, this ecosystem, part of the ecosystem of fan engagement is to teach the user all about the gameplay of TGL. And then as you're teaching them and we launched, like, these explainer videos that were absolutely incredible, and it was one of our most traffic paged on our website because the world was learning about what TGL was. So
Yeah.
that was a really great season 1 item. And now we're gonna, like, take it a layer deeper and a layer deeper. And so the ecosystem is evolving, but it really shouldn't be said, like, it's gamification. It's I got their data. They're now a known user. It is not that. It is truly what's the path and that journey that we're putting that fan on, and
Yeah.
then getting them to become stickier because that's the goal.
Yeah.